Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Man Talks About Disappointment in a Manga. Hey! People are gonna be like, whoa! But, I mean, you gotta agree with me. There's no way you can not agree with the fact that they did it to Vegeta again. So you wanna play with the Prince of Saiyans again, fam. Man. And I know there's the arguments, like people are going back and forth sword fighting, like, well, he did catch a W somehow, so we're going to talk about all that. We're going to break down Vegeta's new ability, the fight against Moro, the trick that Moro pulled at the end of the chapter, the conversation that I felt was probably the most important, in my opinion, or one of the most important parts of the chapter between Piccolo and Goku, and just overall, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 61. A lot of anger, a lot of disappointment, and some cool shit. Like, yeah, character development is always great. So we're gonna give fair dues to where they're due, okay? We're not gonna completely shit on shit for the sake of it. We're gonna break this down. Let's talk about that Dragon Ball Super, baby. Let's do it.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be, though.
Vegeta versus Moro. After coming back from his training on Yardrat, Vegeta's back, baby. He's back. The fight is going good. The first few pages, Vegeta, I mean, he's still getting bested by Moro, but Moro's complimenting him like, oh, you got a little bit stronger, that's dope, or whatever, but I'm still kicking your ass, fam. And Vegeta can't really do too much against Moro. Moro's kicking his butt for the most part. Then the tides slowly start turning, right? Vegeta starts throwing hands and is like, what the hell's going on? And bam! The reveal is here of Vegeta's new power. And I gotta say, in terms of creativity, of giving the Z Warriors, or, you know, the Dragon Fam, whatever you want to call these people, some new abilities and shit like that, this feels one of the most unique and little more complex type of abilities than we've ever had. Like, you know, you look at Big Bang Attack, just a giant blast. Kamehameha, giant blast. The Spirit Bomb, giant ball of energy blast. Like, so this in particular actually felt very suited, especially considering when you go back to what the people on Yardrat taught him about splitting things and all of that jazz. He used that, which Vegeta, the tactician that he is, and the talented person that he is, which funny stuff, we're gonna talk about how he shitted on Goku later in the chapter, whatnot, but he used his knowledge to combine all that shit and make an attack or make an ability that is suitable against somebody like Moro. So I gotta give nothing but props in that regard. The technique that he learned, forced spirit fission, I believe that's what it's called. Really dope stuff. No complaints from me there. I thought that was awesome. I really appreciated seeing a difference in the approach of taking out a villain. And I also thought it was pretty cool as well, like you see the energy leaving Moro's body. Eventually he reverts back into that older form, which also starts to separate things, because I've compared this arc time and time again to the King Piccolo arc, right? But difference is, King Piccolo used the wish to regain his youth. Moro used the wish to regain his strength. So even though he regained the strength, when you lose your strength, it makes Moro kind of revert back, which kind of reminds me of, like, in a way, if you think about it, like some Cell type of stuff. Like, remember when he spit out 18, was it 18? Yeah, it was 18, and then he reverted back. Kind of reminds me of that in a way. Obviously, it's a bit different because it was due to Vegeta's ability that he was able to make him revert, opposed to Gohan, R.I.P., the great that he once was. You know, it was actually due to Vegeta. He made him revert back, and I like that design better. I really like the old Moro look with the beard and everything. And when it went away again in the chapter, I'm like, oh, it's because you don't want to draw that shit. Keep it real. And we see, due to Vegeta's ability, the energy that Moro had that is getting sucked up out of him is returning back to the planets that they came from. And basically we find out that the ability is to split apart anything that is done via fusion or absorption, which I believe that this technique is going to prove very vital for future arcs of the Dragon Ball Super manga, assuming that it continues after this, which I don't see why not. Like, why do one more arc after the anime, right? I believe that they're going to implement this to where, you know, if they use fusion again at some given point, bam, he knows this technique to automatically separate himself. If Piccolo wants to get Kami out of it, if they for some reason want to bring Kami back into the fold, which that'd be terrible. Like, do not do our boy Piccolo like that. We already know from history that it was meant for him and Kami to, you know, fuse and whatnot. And he even tells Piccolo, hey, I could get rid of those Namekians in your body if you want. Like, you think about it, in a sense, Vegeta looks down on Piccolo for having those extra Namekians, because he says, like, he's not a fan, even in the chapter of, like, using fusion. I mean, he's used it a couple times with Goku, but he don't really like it as a desperate measure. So he kind of looks at Piccolo like, oh, you like staying like that? Yeah, you punk scrub. I can imagine that's the way he looks at him, because, you know, Vegeta still has his ego there. It's not gone. He's just, you know, a better person. And I love when he threw some shade at Goku too. Like, again, We're gonna get to some of the disappointment later, but I love when he was like, yeah, we went under the same training, except I'm more talented than you, fam, and that's a fact. Like, Goku may have natural ability to constantly grow and shit like that, but when it comes to strategy and learning and shit like that, Vegeta, that's his whole life has been that way. So Vegeta, yeah, in certain regards, he does have more talent than Goku, especially in instances like that of learning and shit. Like, there's no question. This is one thing where I liked the outcome of it because it played into Vegeta's character development, but I thought that it was complete bullshit. And that's that when the energy is returning to the planets or whatever, we get Elder Paibara, I believe, from Yardrat, and they're talking about reviving people, and they're saying, well, people that have been dead for so long, you know, it's not going to bring them back. However, people with potent energy will be able to return. And we look at Namek, and all the Namekians are getting up because they got their energy back, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But then it did hit me like, hold on, a lot of time has passed since they died, right? Why haven't their bodies, you know, started withering away? Like, how is this possible? And when we get the explanation, the Dragon Balls must have protected us from rotting away. Shut up. That is so fucking dumb. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that was stupid. That was dumb. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, that was strike one in the chapter that had me like, what? Like, I was glad of the outcome because, again, it goes into Vegeta's character. We'll get into that in a second. I was glad that at least it meant something other than reversing that all of the Namekians died. Also, I don't want Namek to be dead. I feel as though if they were going to do that to begin with, just blow up the whole planet or don't do it at all, because Namek, like, they've been through enough already. Like, why are you still gonna, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't a big fan in a certain regard of Namek taking that beating that it did and everybody dying thanks to Moro sucking up their energy and shit. But yeah, it's like, it's bullshit that they were able to survive, but it led into something else where we get the conversation between Piccolo and Goku. Probably my favorite moment of the chapter. Yes, the dialogue. The fight is cool and all that. I like seeing punches, but the dialogue where Piccolo starts talking to Goku about how much Vegeta has grown. And of course Goku like, oh yeah, you know, I didn't think he'd be able to do all those techniques. And Piccolo's like, no fam, no moron, listen to the Namekian when he talks. And he says, yeah bro, like look, he came to Earth at one given point to destroy it. He was a space pirate, essentially. And look what he's doing now. He's trying to even atone for what he did. Because let's not forget, Vegeta was a cold motherfucker. At one given point, he killed people on Namek. He was a monster. He even killed people when he was Majin Vegeta, when he blew up half the stadium, you know, the World Martial Arts Tournament and shit like that. Vegeta was a cold dude. And we're seeing the difference now. We're seeing, if you think about it, in a weird way, in retrospect, that was almost like a midlife crisis for Vegeta. When he let Babidi take control and did that shit, it's basically like, man, I'm old. Shit is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, I want to be a bad boy. Like, that was why Vegeta went Majin. But anyway, I'm derailing. It just showcases how much he's grown. The fact that he's even thinking back to the horrible shit he did on Namek, that he wanted them to get their lives back after what Moro did. I'm wondering, when the conversation goes down between Vegeta and Moro about going to hell, and Vegeta's like, I've long since accepted I'm going to hell, you know, but greet me when I get there. I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think that King Yema would completely send Vegeta anymore to hell. Maybe at most he might send him there with a time period or something like okay, you know, you could spend 5 years in hell and then you get to go to heaven or some shit like that. Yo, he's doing a lot even at this particular point. Right now he's responsible for reversing a lot of the damage that Moro has done, especially to the entire planet of Namek. So you got to give him his credit. And again, when Vegeta dies, maybe he can go to the afterlife with Bulma and Trunks and all of them when they get there as well. Like, I like that redemption for Vegeta's character, and I think that, granted, it was bullshit how the Namekians' bodies survived after months of decay and shit like that due to the Dragon Balls, whoa, but it was worth it for Vegeta's character, so I guess I can forgive it for that. I mean, because you even get to see Vegeta's character development as well, where, you know, even probably earlier in Super, he wouldn't have asked Jocko, like, yo, you want to take him in or do you want him dead? Like, he wouldn't have done that. He would have just been constantly going for the kill. I think going back to Resurrection F, he wasn't worried about taking Frieza in or anything like that. No, you die, sucker. You gonna die. He's asking Jocko, like, yo, you want to capture him or you want him dead? And because Jocko gave him the okay, like, no, we just kill him. Go ahead. That's when he says, all right, I'm gonna do it. Again, showcasing that Vegeta's not this monstrous, hungry for just hurting people person that he used to be. So, again, props to the Prince of All Saiyans for that, because a lot of people, they don't like, and they haven't liked, to be honest with you, since the inception of Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta's character change, where he's goofy now, he'll do anything for his family. Yes, when a man has a family, he will do a lot of shit out of character to protect that family that he loves and cares about. So I completely understand it, and I'm not mad at all at Vegeta getting character development. But all of that jazz is stopped short when Moro says, hey fam, have you still forgot? I got plot protection thanks to Goku being the hero. And he blasts off and he goes back, which this means that this was definitely not pulled out of their ass. This was planned, of keeping OG-73 alive and the other dude. He goes and fries one dude and then absorbs OG-73, essentially using him as like a backup generator, a battery in a sense, to regain his abilities. And he returns somewhat to his youthful form. Obviously he's clouded in smoke or whatever. Vegeta goes up there, and all of our hopes and dreams about Vegeta getting the win are dashed. And there's a back and forth. People are saying, but Vegeta did get the win. You seen? He beat him until... That's like saying that Vegeta got the win, or Gohan got the win up until that point where he beat Cell and made him smack out 18. Like, no, he didn't get the win, because eventually Cell blew the planet up, or blew up, King Kai's planet, and Sengoku died and came back. No, Gohan didn't get the win at that point. He got the win later on, but not at that point. And Vegeta did not get the win. Yeah, he kicked the shit out of him. Yeah, he outmatched him for a long time, but he's still alive. Moro's still around. The whole point, this was a fight to the death. He even asked Jocko, want me to kill him? Yeah. He didn't manage to kill him, and it sucks to see Vegeta there all fucked up in a pile of rubble. It's like, why Dragon Ball Super? Why does it always have to be Goku? And I hope, because I know people are going to come back to this video, I hope I eat my words. I hope that they eventually set it up to where maybe Goku has a bout with Moro. Obviously he's going to tap into Ultra Instinct, the mastered version, and then Vegeta gets up eventually, and it's Vegeta that delivers the death blow, using that power once more to take away the fusion that is going to allow Goku to finish him off, something like that. But still, it's like, why couldn't Vegeta just be the hero? I think once we started seeing a little bit of the cockiness, him talking shit to Piccolo, him talking shit to Goku, that's when we should have all knew collectively, like, oh yeah, Vegeta's gonna lose, because he absorbed OG-73 and got a new character design. To be honest with you, he looked like a created character from Xenoverse or Ultimate Tenkaichi. Yeah, I don't know, I was looking at him like, oh god, he looks like something even out of like a shitty Dragon Ball Heroes look, like his combination of him and OG-73. Like, please Vegeta, even if you gonna take the L, right, can you just get back up real quick and suck up enough of him so he goes back into his old design? Like, I'm just saying, like, at that design, it looks like a created character, like Toyotaro. What the fuck? Who told you to do this shit, fam? Like, yeah, it looks kind of clean in terms of the art, but it's just like, no. And yeah, Moro is back up once more powerful than ever, and who knows how it's going to be stopped. Honestly, it's either going to be a couple different methods now. If they brought Broly into the fold, that would be hype, and we got Broly, Goku, and Vegeta taking on him. That'd be cool. I don't see it happening. We haven't had no setups for Broly to return, so that's one option. Goku going to yada yada master Ultra Instinct, kicks his ass. Okay, call it a day. Like, that is so boring of a plot line if they go with that, to be honest with you. Like, Vegeta being the hero felt exciting. Vegeta learning this new fission technique, that was exciting. Goku going Ultra Instinct mastered or whatever and saving the day, that sounds like one of the million DBZ films from back in the day that at the time I loved them. I still rewatch them and love them, but I don't want to see that shit in 2020 in a new story anymore. Absolutely disappointed with what they did to Vegeta. Absolutely disappointed that it looks like once again Goku's gonna have to save the day. Like, I love Goku to death, man. Childhood hero. Love him to death. But come the fuck on. You give the man Vegeta his redemption. You show all of this shit. He's doing great deeds. He's turned into the man he needs to be. And you still can't give him the fucking win. Toyotaro. And in case you can't tell, I'm a little bit pissed off. But there was some good stuff to the chapter 2. Obviously, if you've been following this review, you see that I gave a lot of praise up until the points, the two main factors of the Namekians being revived, stupid as hell, their body should have decayed. Don't tell me about Dragon Balls. The allure of the Dragon Balls. Like, no. And Vegeta taking the L. And I guess Strike 3 OG-73's combination with Moro's design just looks like a creative character bullshit. So, yeah. Curious what you guys think, though. How do you feel? Do you feel happy that Vegeta took the L? And how are they going to stop him? Again, Fusion been ringing off, so who knows? Maybe they slap Vegeta up, put a bean in his mouth, tell him get the hell up, and then they put on some earrings. Or maybe Broly. If Broly shows up, okay, Broly helping out, that'd be hype. I'd be excited. I don't see anything else other that they could do with right now at the level that Moro is that would be exciting other than, oh, Goku has to go into Mastered Ultra Instinct, or like, dare I say it, hey, Gohan actually becomes relevant, but he's far too weak even to make a difference at this point. So yeah, how is this all gonna play out? Your thoughts? I think Vegeta was the best thing to make this exciting, him taking the victory, and the fact that he isn't, it's disappointing, it's BS, and I don't like it. But that doesn't mean that I hated the entirety of the chapter, but there was a couple of big BS moments, and I gotta call it as I see it. That's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and I'm sorry, Vegeta, if I was the writer, shit would be different, but I'm not.
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace.